Okay, so we have a big breaking news coming out. Do me a favor and share this video. Once again, thank you so much for your support. Guys, I want to share this information. Canadian Prepper just shares something very important here. NATO and USA is particularly flying its military ISR aircraft inside Russia's airspace. Yes, I know they aren't, but this is dangerously close. All right, let me show you this picture here. Look at that. Wow. And I just posted a video, those 17 military planes on May 24th, Moscow to Ural Mountains. They never return. Those planes are still there in the mountains. And I did post a video today. It's an update, 17 Doomsday planes. So we are definitely seeing some stuff here, guys. Military movements, military planes in the air. This one's way too close to Russia. And here's some of the information here. United States Navy. Also, we have more breaking news. The Kiev Independent is Kiev Post is posting this information. Germany, France, UK, and US lift all range limits on Ukraine strike inside Russia. Are you listening? Multiple countries, including us, US, has given the green light to Ukraine to fire long range inside Russia. All right, so this is coming out from the German Chancellor Merz. There are no longer any limitations on the range of these equipment supplied to Ukraine. Not from the British, not from the French, not from us, and none from the Americans either. All right, so we're going to see what's going on here, guys. This is a bombshell report, and look at this here. Boom. Uh-oh, Russia says West lifting range limits on Ukraine arms. Quite dangerous. All right, guys, before I start, for those of you that want to send us letters, a prayer request, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. And for those of you that want to contribute to the channel, we do have the PayPal link and the Cash App link in the comments box and also description box. Thank you so much for your support. Western allies lift range restriction for weapon supply to Ukraine. Previously, long-range missiles supplied to Ukraine were only allowed to be used against Russian military targets in occupied Ukrainian territory. But no more. Now they could fire inside Russia territory. All right, so we're going to see what's going on here. This is a big breaking news red alert. All right, please share the video, guys. Western allies are lifting range restriction for equipment supplied to Ukraine, Germany Chancellor has announced. Previously, long-range missiles supplied to Ukraine by the US, the UK, and France were only allowed to be used against Russian military target in occupied Ukrainian territory. So I assume this is the Storm Shadow, the Taurus, and the ATACMS. All right, so you got those missiles that only the U.S. are allowed to, seems like, to push the button, because we have the satellites. We have these satellites that only ones that could give the green lights to Ukraine to fire these long range. You have Friedrich Merz, the Chancellor of Germany, announced during a Europe forum organized by German broadcaster WDR, said there are no longer any restrictions on the range of equipment delivered to Ukraine, neither by the UK, France, nor US. Us, and there are no restrictions by the US either. So the Donald just gave permission, gave the green light to Ukraine. Now it says here, Ukraine can now also defend itself by striking military position in the bear country. Until recently, it couldn't do that, in part from very few exceptions. It hadn't done so either. It says lifting the range restriction will make the decisive difference in Crane's warfare. So this is what you call peace now? So this is what you call peace. See, I thought they were here talking about some kind of a peace agreement or ceasefire, but when it's spoken of peace and safety or peace and security, then sudden destruction shall follow. The previous Chancellor, Olaf, was reluctant to send Germany's most advanced equipment, notably long-range, there you go, Taurus, cruise missiles to Ukraine, but German Chancellor had indicated that he would be open to sending terrorist missiles to Ukraine before being elected. The Chancellor also said earlier this month that Germany would stop publishing details of military aid to Ukraine to achieve strategic ambiguity and prevent the bear from gaining any strategic advantage. Under my leadership, the debate about arms deliveries, caliber, weapon system, and so on will be taken out of the public eye, German Chancellor told the RTL/NTV broadcaster during a visit to Kiev on May the 10th. Are we going to hear some breaking news of long range being fired towards Moscow? Hopefully not. Germany Gov only sporadically reported military aid supplied to Ukraine following the bear full-scale invasion in February 2022, until pressure from politicians and media resulted in it publishing a list of system and goods. Ukrainian President Zelensky is set to meet with German Chancellor during a visit to Berlin on Wednesday, sources told Reuters. During Monday forum, German Chancellor also addressed the war in Gaza, criticizing the Holy Land, new military offensive in the enclave. Well, what's going on there? That's a whole different ball game. But Benjamin has lost his mind. I mean, they just dropped the hammer. I mean, there was a facility that was hit that was mostly young ones in there. And I seen videos which I absolutely not gonna share it, not even on Twitter. I cannot show those videos. It's young ones being, well, lit up. You know what? It was just brutal. Again, Benjamin is just a madman. He's a madman. A madman for doing stuff like that. And their excuse, oh, the reason why we do that is because you got Hamas. He's mixed in those group, and we got to make sure we take everyone out. Dude, what? You really, really need Jesus Christ, man. It just, man. He said that what the Holy Land Army is now doing in that region, I don't understand, to say it openly, harming the innocent population to the extent that has increasingly been the case in recent days can no longer be justified by a fight against the bad groups, German Chancellor added. Once again, the German Chancellor said he planned to call Ben this week to tell him to not overdo it, man. You're going way too far. Though for historical reasons, Germany would always be more guarded in its criticism than other European allies. Here's the problem. Donald is sending equipment to Benjamin, and they're using it to strike that region. Donald needs to stop. Again, look, the Holy Land, they could do things, but not like that. You know, innocents are being taken out, many young ones. How are you going to compare young ones, infants, young ones, to the really bad groups like HAMAS? They're using human as shield, and we must take them out. Unbelievable. I leave that in God's hand. He's gonna have to answer to God. Actually, all of these, all of us gonna have to answer to God. All right, so we have the update here. Kremlin authorizes Ukraine to conduct long-range strike against the bear. This is dangerous. The Kremlin has commented on the decision of Germany, France, the UK, and the US to lift restriction on a range of crane strike on the bear with their weapons. A statement by Vladimir's spokesman Dmitry was quoted by the bear media, and thus Peskov called the intention to lift restriction on the supply of long range to Kiev quite dangerous if such a decision is made. You know when was the last time Ukraine fired long range, which by the way Ukraine cannot fire because they don't have the button. They don't have the satellite we do, so we're the one who pushed the button. But the last time was November 2024, and guess what also happened? The bear fired Orishnik, and that was a big news. And from there, well, they stopped firing long range towards Russia. Now, it seems like Orishnik is going to be activated, and man, there's no missile defense system that could stop that. According to him, such a step goes against the bear aspiration for a political settlement of the biblical war. As a reminder, on May 26, German Chancellor Friedrich said that the UK, France, Germany, and the US had lifted restriction on the supply of military equipment to Ukraine. According to him, a long-range strike with Western equipment on the bear territory are now allowed. Okay. And now we are getting reports. Big shout out once again to Canadian Prepper. We are seeing something that's really red alert. Even Canadian Prepper was shocked. What in the world? NATO and USA is practically flying its military ISR aircraft inside Russian airspace? Yes, I know there aren't, but this is dangerously close. Just imagine we've seen planes like this near Miami, New York. What about Los Angeles? Imagine seeing that in Los Angeles or San Diego. Imagine that, guys. Everybody will be like, ooh, red alert. Give me 1 second here, guys. I want to see if there's any more updates, information here. Happy Memorial Day. I did mention it in my first video, but once again, happy Memorial Day. Yeah, even RT, but End Time Headlines, they just posted. German Chancellor lifts restriction allowing Ukraine to strike military position deep inside the bear territory. Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up. All right, because if Russia gets hit by US, UK, and France long range, it's not good. It's not going to be good. Put it like that. Wow, everybody's talking about it. Everyone's talking about it. This is coming out from Current Report, breaking news. So, multiple countries have officially lifted all restriction on long range. Ukraine will now likely strike deep inside the bear territory using our equipment. Now, just imagine if Russia gives Cuba hypersonic missile and Cuba points it at DC or New York or Miami. And what happens if we get hit? Well, again, we will go after Cuba, but we will go after the master, and that's the bear. But that's not the case. It's the opposite. All right, so we are seeing an opposite here, guys. It's not Cuba pointing at the sleeping giant. It's the sleeping giant pointing at Russia. It's a repeat of history. This time, it seems like we are the bad ones. Ooh. Uh-oh, we got a lot more here. There's a lot more. Seems like big things about to hit the fan. US president said, "This is not my war." P-8A Poseidon Navy reconnaissance aircraft spent the day monitoring the Kerch Strait. This is not my war. Yeah, but we got some US planes out there in the Black Sea and others close to the bare airspace. Something's going on here. Memorial Day. Here's another one. All right. Yep, that is a P-8A Poseidon. A U.S. Navy P-8 long-range reconnaissance aircraft is operating over the Black Sea near Novorossiysk and Kerch Bridge. What are your thoughts, guys? Leave comments down below. I want to bring this one up really quick. The P-8A is designed to hunt and track submarines. So you have a US P-8 Poseidon out there that is tracking or hunting submarines. And it says here that's what it's meant for. Using its sensor and acoustic system to locate and identify them. So again, this is not a nuke sniffer. This is not a nuke sniffer. All right, this is one of those. They were designed to hunt and track submarines. Intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance. Now the P-8A also plays a crucial role in collecting intelligence, conducting surveillance, engaging in a reconnaissance mission. So that's what he's doing out there in the Black Sea. While the P-8A advanced sensor can detect various anomalies and emissions not specifically designed to detect nuclear weapons. Alright, so it's out there collecting data and doing all that, you know, hunting for submarines, making sure that basically it's making sure everything is looking okay in that region. But we are definitely seeing some stuff here, guys. Give me a second here. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm still looking for more information here. So far, this is everything. I'm seeing videos. I mean, it's just trending all over the place. Emmanuel Macron supposedly got by the wife. Again, I don't know why people's making a big deal out of that. Again, that's their personal problem there. It should have never been put on camera. Everybody's acting like ridiculous right now. Again, let me tell people something. Okay, marriage or whatever relationship, stuff like that do happen. All right, but again, people need to remove the speck out of their own eyes before they start opening mouth about this situation here. Like I say, guys, I mean, it just, I pray for their marriage. I pray that everything works out. I pray for Emmanuel Macron and his wife. All right, I'm not gonna be the type of person that's gonna be bashing. Oh, you got slapped it. And no, I'm not gonna be that type of person. But hopefully they work things out, and everybody is talking about it like it's a big deal. Again, that's their personal issue right there. So please try to kind of respect their their life and stuff. All right, guys, this is all of it. All right, so I do have some more videos coming up. Once again, please share the video. For those of you that want to help and support the channel, we do have the PayPal link and the Cash App link in the comments box and also description box. Thank you so much for your support. For those of you that want to send us letters, prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida 34691. Once again, guys, $5 a month Patreon. We get you access to our live stream once a week. We talk about things that we cannot talk about on the platform. Also, I posted videos today. Those links will be in the comments box. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you all. Put your faith and trust in Jesus Christ. For He's the only way, the truth, and the life. No one gets to the Father except through Jesus. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time later. Peace.